What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Bowls Fishing. Today I'm going to show you how to install gear tracks on a kayak. Okay, I know this may seem like a simple kind of dumb video, but a lot of people out there don't know how to properly install gear tracks on a kayak. And today I'm going to show you how that's done. So what you're going to need for today's install is obviously your gear tracks. These are Yak Attack. These are the metal Yak Attack 9-inch. 9-inch tracks, 8-inch tracks, sorry. They do come in plastic, or you can get the mighty tracks as well. But for what I'm doing today, I'm going to use the metal skinnier tracks. You're going to need a drill. Obviously, as soon as you pick it up, you got to pop it. I got 2 drills today, just because I have 2 of them. You don't need 2 of them. You don't even really need a drill, but technically, I guess you kind of need a drill for the way I'm going to do it. So, need a drill. You need a Phillips head drill bit, and then you're also going to need a smaller drill bit that's smaller than the screws that come into your tracks. And then you're going to need something to clean your boat with. I'm just using some basic glass cleaner. And then if you do want to seal your tracks, like seal the screw holes or do any of that, you can. I sometimes do, sometimes I don't, depending on what I'm using it for. But if you are going to use any type of sealant for a kayak, I know there's a million out there, but what's worked really, really good for me is E6000. Okay, E6000. You can get this at Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, really any of those places. This is actually an industrial adhesive, but it's also completely waterproof sealant. So this is definitely something you want to keep on your boat at all times. Just saying. Yeah, it does take a little while to dry, but when it's on, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install these tracks on the gunnels of my new Canoe Pursuit to hold my Anchor Wizard that's coming in the mail. And then also I'm going to have it on there for whenever I do get the Newport vessel NK300. The other side is going to be able to hold the throttle mount for my NK300. The Pursuit does not come with any type of gunnel tracks. They do come with obviously tracks on the higher side of your front side of your front hatch, and then also back where your black pack goes. You can obviously do this, mount your Anchor Wizard and your throttle, whatever you want to mount, on the tracks in the floor of the boat, but I like them to sit a little bit higher. It's just easier for me to work the Anchor Wizard and to work the throttle, so I'm going to install it on the gunnel tracks. The reason why, like I told you a minute ago, why I chose to use the metal gear tracks from Yak Attack is because, for one, I need it to be the skinnier because the gunnel is not that wide, and 2, having it with an Anchor Wizard, if I'm ever in a river, I think the plastic ones will be just fine. I've used them in the past, but sometimes, you know, it's for the drag chain, so I'm dragging it along the bottom of the river, and if it gets hung up, I want it solid. I want the Anchor Wizard to have something solid on the side of the boat, so that's why I'm going with the metal. I have seen the plastic ones break, but those were the really older plastic ones, so I'm sure the newer plastic ones are just fine, but I want to just, you know, cross my T's, dot my I's, and make sure I'm completely taken care of whenever, you know, if something like that does happen. So my plan is to mount both of these on each side of my seat on the gunnel of the kayak. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get the camera over there and actually point down to how I'm installing this. Whenever I do the Anchor Wizard install, I will be adding something to these tracks, but this is strictly just to install the Yak Attack track. So let me get everything set up and we'll get back at it. All right, guys, so I know you can't see me right now. I'm having to work from behind the camera just where you can get a good angle on what I'm doing. So once you have your track unpackaged, you want to place it where you want it to go, okay? Keep in mind, my seat in this Pursuit is really not going to move forward or aft. I'm going to keep it in this position. But you got to think, if you are going to move your seat backwards and forwards, that's going to determine where you're going to position your track, because this track is not going to go the full length of the boat. So since my seat is going to be staying right here, I'm going to put my track about right there. Not necessarily dead center of the seat, but it's enough forward, but then enough back, so it's not going to get in the way of me fishing. So whenever I do have my throttle and my ankle wizard right here, it's not going to cause any issues. And it's still going to be tucked away and tucked in nicely. And also, you'll know if you're installing this on a new Canoe Pursuit, the gunnel of the kayak is not that wide. For an example, like on a Bonafide, you have a whole big working space on those perch pads that you can put a larger, wider track on. But that is why, another reason why I'm using the skinnier metal track, so because I don't have a lot of width on this Pursuit to make it all work. So basically what you're going to do, once you have your track where you want to mount it, you can take a permanent marker and mark holes on where you need to drill at. But since I'm not going to be using no silicone or anything like that, what I'm going to do is I have it in the position where I want it to go, and I'm just going to take my drill bit and I'm going to sit here and take it, make sure this track, because it will move on you, stays as center of that gunnel as possible. A good way to do that is to put your hand down on the track while you drill. Okay, once you do that, you don't have to put a lot of torque into it. You're just going to take that drill and goes in just like that, okay? Once you have that first hole done, okay, I want you to, what I do, you don't necessarily have to, you're going to take one of your screws. This is just a self-tapping screw, okay? I don't know what I do with my other drill. Where's it? Oh, here it is. And I'm going to go ahead, and you can go ahead and hand start this if you want to, just to get it in the hole. But I'm going to actually go ahead and install my first one, because when I do that, okay, you don't want to torque it down either, because it's plastic against metal, so it's just gonna, you know, burn your hole out. Once you have your first screw done, then you can sit here and adjust it. I like to do either an end screw or a middle screw first, so I can sit here and adjust it, make sure it's completely straight before I drill the rest of my holes. Once you have it completely straight, I did the front screw, and now I'm gonna do the back screw. So when I'm drilling my other holes, everything stays still as possible, okay? All right, I'm gonna take another self-tapping screw. Pop it right in there. Oh. Alright, that time I put a little bit of torque on it, but I turned my drill down. Alright, so now you have your front screw done and your back screw done. So now you can go ahead and finish out popping out those other 3 holes. Just like that. Just like that. Alright. Self-tapping screws. I need 3 of them. Go ahead and pop those screws down. Oh. That's not my screw, that is my drill. It's my bit. Alright. Pop the rest of those screws down. Alright, so now that you have that in place, that sucker ain't go nowhere. It is on there solid. Now keep in mind, if you do want to silicone each hole, I suggest that you drill the holes first, remove the track, put a little dab of silicone on each of those holes, then put your track down and screw your screws in. Now once your track is on, you can easily slide on any type of mount that you want onto that track. Cinch that puppy down into that T-bolt, and you're ready to rock and roll, guys. That is it. Simple, easy, effective, and it can be used for multiple different things. So let me get the camera flip back around and we'll get back at it. Like I said, it is a very easy install to install a track. There are multiple different ways you can install tracks on your boat in multiple different areas. What I love about a track is that you can literally mount anything in the kayak industry on a track. That's what I love about on the majority of all the kayak accessory companies, if you want to call them that. They all fit in pretty much, you know, similar tracks. So, you know, no matter if you like a Yak Attack or a Yak Gear or a Yak Gadget or whatever, most of them have a track, and most of their accessories are going to fit on multiple different tracks. That's what I love about the track system. It's so easy to be able to mount anything that you want onto your boat, and it's very, very easy. Like I said, install that. There's multiple different ways you can do it, but that's the way I do it. That's the way I've ran it for multiple years, and I've had no issues. So now all I got to do is install the track on the other side, and I am good to go. And then now I can get my anchor wizard on. The next video I'm going to be doing is going to be installing pad eyes onto a kayak. That is something you want to check out because there's multiple different pad eyes that you can get. But I like to use the Yak Attack pad eyes. They're a little bit more low profile, but I'll show you in that pad eye video how I'm going to line them up the back side of my boat so I can run my anchor wizard line through those pad eyes and out the back so I can have a clean, nice install. I don't have nothing to worry about, guys. But as always, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. If you like these types of videos, please let me know in the comment section below. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know in the comment section below or shoot me over a DM and we'll get right into it, and I'll be able to, and I'll answer any and all questions you have. And if I don't know the answer to them, I will definitely get you the answer to those questions, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. Stay classy, stay tuned. I got another one coming down the pipe. Deuces.